All right, so today we're diving into the world of employee time and attendance tracking.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, it's something that I think everyone kind of deals with in some way or another,
Yeah.
whether you're punching a clock or, signing in on some sort of digital system.
Mm-hmm.
But we're looking at a specific system today called Teamgo.
Okay.
And what I'm seeing here, it seems like they're trying to make workplace check-ins way more efficient and maybe even a little more fun.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
from what I've skimmed through the material, they're
Yeah.
talking about QR codes and smartphones and all sorts of cool stuff.
Interesting.
So I'm really excited to break it all down with you today.
Yeah, I think this will be a good one. I think a lot of people can relate to this.
Definitely.
So, yeah, what's the big deal with this Teamgo?
Yeah, what makes it stand out?
What's fascinating to me about Teamgo is it's really going beyond just a simple time clock. It's not just that old punch card system.
Right.
We're talking cloud-based access from anywhere and some really cool technology like QR code spanning,
Wow.
even a dedicated smartphone app.
Okay, hold on. I got to stop you right there.
Yeah.
QR codes. I'm fascinated by this
Yeah.
because I feel like I use them for everything these days.
Me too. I use them for every.
Ordering takeout museum tickets, like you name it.
Yeah.
But for work, I'm really curious to see how that translates into a workplace setting.
Well, think about it this way from your perspective.
Okay.
As someone who's, either an employee or managing employees, you want to make sure your workplace is both efficient and secure, right?
Of course.
You want to know who's on site at any given time, especially in case of an emergency.
Makes sense, yeah.
And Teamgo gives you that real-time visibility.
Okay.
It's not just about tracking hours, it's about having a pulse on your workforce.
I like that.
Yeah.
Having a pulse on your workforce.
Yeah.
So how does this whole QR code thing work in practice?
Okay.
Like, do employees each get their own code? Or?
Yeah. Exactly. Each employee and even visitors get a unique QR code.
Oh, wow.
They can receive it via email or when they pre-register for a visit. And then picture this.
Okay.
They walk up to an iPad kiosk at the office entrance,
Okay.
scan their code, and bam, they're clocked in just like that.
That's pretty slick.
Right.
But what of those who maybe forget their phone? Or maybe they don't even have a smartphone?
Okay. That's a good question.
Are they just out of luck?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Teamgo thought of that so employees can print out their QR codes
Oh.
to use at the kiosk if they need to.
That makes sense.
And there's always the option of using the shared iPad kiosk for check-in as well. So they've really tried to cover all the bases and make this accessible for everyone.
That's good. They've really thought this through.
Yeah.
But, it brings up another question.
Yeah.
What about remote workers?
Oh, that's a great point.
Do they have to, teleport back to the office just to clock in and out?
Right.
Or do they have a solution for that, too?
Right. You're hitting on a really key point here, and that's the changing nature of work.
Yeah.
More and more people are working remotely these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Teamgo has actually adapted to that with Teamgo Pass, which is their free smartphone app.
Oh, so they have an app specifically for remote workers.
Exactly. Available on both iPhone and Android.
Okay, this is getting interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me more about Teamgo Pass.
Well, with Teamgo Pass, you basically have your office in your pocket.
Okay.
You get your own personal QR code on the app that you can use to clock in and out from anywhere.
Oh, wow, that's handy.
You'll also get real-time notifications, so if a visitor arrives at the office while you're working from home, you'll know instantly.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and they even have this feature called Anywhere, which lets remote employees clock in and out seamlessly.
So no more being tethered to a specific location.
Exactly.
Very cool. It sounds like Teamgo is really trying to keep up with the times, and provide solutions for the way people are actually working today. But let's get down to brass tacks here.
Okay.
All this tech is great. All the bells and whistles are really cool.
Yep.
But what's the real benefit for someone like you or our listeners?
Right. Well, that's where the data comes in.
The data, you mean like just knowing when people are arriving and leaving?
It goes way beyond that.
Okay.
You know the saying, data is king?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Teamgo leverages that data in a really smart way.
Okay.
Think about it this way. What if you could get detailed reports and analytics that go beyond just basic attendance?
Okay.
We're talking insights into visitor behavior, peak office hours, even potential security risks.
Oh, wow.
And that kind of information can help you make informed decisions
Oh, yeah.
about everything from staffing to security protocols, even optimizing your office space.
Okay. So it's not just about clocking in and out.
Right.
It's about understanding how your workplace operates
Yeah,
and then using that information to make it better.
exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's another key aspect we should probably touch on.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Something that's become increasingly important in, recent years especially.
You're talking about health and safety in the workplace?
Yes, especially in a, post-pandemic world. That's top of mind for everyone.
Absolutely.
So does Teamgo address those concerns as well?
I would hope so.
They do.
Yeah.
They've incorporated some very thoughtful features that are designed to enhance workplace safety and health.
Okay, good.
I'm glad to hear that. So, for example, you can set up pre-screening questions for visitors.
Okay.
Before they even set foot in the office, you're gathering important information.
That makes sense.
And then, of course, the contactless sign-in using those QR codes.
Right.
It minimizes physical contact, which is a big plus these days.
For sure. For sure. Anything else?
Well, they also have options for collecting additional health information,
Okay.
like vaccine certificates if needed.
Oh, wow.
And there's a capacity management feature which can be incredibly helpful
Right.
for businesses with limited space.
Yeah.
Especially now that social distancing is a factor
Yeah, absolutely.
for many workplaces.
So they've gone from simple QR code clock-ins to like a full-fledged health and safety platform.
It's pretty impressive.
Very impressive color.
Mm.
Me impressed. What else is there?
There's one more detail about Teamgo I think they're quite proud of.
Oh, I do love a good company backstory. Lay it on me.
Well, Teamgo is Australian.
Oh, wow, an Aussie company.
I'm born and bred.
Bringing some Aussie innovation to the global stage. That's awesome.
Exactly.
I love that. Are they just a small startup, or are we talking about a major player here?
They're definitely making waves. Their software is hosted on Amazon Web Services,
Okay.
which is, the gold standard for cloud computing.
Yeah.
And they even have 247 support.
Wow.
So clearly they're committed to providing a top-notch experience.
That's good to know. Yeah, it sounds like they're the real deal.
Yeah.
But let's circle back for a second to something you mentioned earlier
Okay.
about the real value of Teamgo for our listeners.
Right.
We've talked about efficiency, safety, data insights, but what does it all boil down to? Why should someone listening to this be thinking, hey, this Teamgo thing sounds like something I need to check out?
I think it comes down to this: in today's constantly changing work environment, being able to adapt quickly is key.
Yeah, for sure.
And Teamgo isn't just a time and attendance system.
Right.
It's a tool that can really empower businesses to navigate those changes successfully.
Okay, I like that.
So whether you're managing a remote team, prioritizing health and safety, or just looking to streamline operations and gain those valuable insights, Teamgo offers a really powerful and user-friendly solution.
Okay, but I'm sensing a but coming.
Well, you're right. It's important to remember that it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
Every workplace has its own unique needs and goals.
Of course, yeah.
So it's important to carefully consider those before jumping in.
It's like buying a new car.
Yeah.
You don't just go with the flashiest model.
Yeah,
You think about your lifestyle, what you need for your budget.
exactly.
It's about finding the right fit.
You need to strike that balance between innovation and practicality. Do your research, explore the options, and ask the right questions.
Speaking of exploring options, is there a way for our listeners to, try out Teamgo before they fully commit?
Absolutely. They offer a free 30-day trial,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and you don't even need to provide a credit card.
Perfect.
It's a fantastic way to get some hands-on experience with the software and really see if it's a good fit.
Well, there you have it, folks. A risk-free way to test the waters and see if Teamgo is right for you.
Yep.
We've covered a lot of ground already, from QR codes to data analytics to, the changing landscape of work itself.
Yeah.
And I think there's even more to explore. So let's pause here for a moment,
Sounds good.
and we'll be back with more in just a bit.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
It's really interesting how they managed to blend, those cutting-edge features with those really practical solutions for everyday workplace needs.
Yeah, they've taken something as mundane as, the old school time clock
Right.
and turned it into something sleek and efficient and, dare I say, maybe even a little bit fun.
And that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah,
To look at technology not as a burden,
right.
but as a way to improve our lives,
Yeah.
both at work and outside of work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about using these tools to create a smoother, more secure,
Right.
and hopefully a more fulfilling work experience overall.
Well said. And this idea of using technology to improve the work experience kind of ties back to a point you made earlier about, the value of all this for our listeners. We
Right.
talked about the efficiency, the data insights, the safety features,
Yeah,
but how can our listener actually apply these things to their own workplace?
that's a great question. Let's put ourselves in our listeners' shoes for a second.
Okay.
They're hearing about all these cool features,
Mm-hmm.
but they're probably thinking, okay, this Teamgo thing sounds interesting,
Right.
but is it really right for me?
Yeah.
What would you say to them?
Well, I'd say that in today's world, with the workplace changing so rapidly,
Yeah.
being flexible and adaptable is key. And Teamgo is more than just a time clock. It's a tool that can help businesses navigate those changes successfully.
Okay.
So whether you're managing a remote team, putting a premium on health and safety, or just looking to streamline your operations and gain those valuable insights, Teamgo really has a lot to offer. But
I was just thinking the same thing.
okay.
Can't be all sunshine and roses, right?
Right. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
Every workplace is different, and it's important to really consider your specific needs and goals before adopting any new system.
It's like buying a new car. You don't just go with the flashiest model.
Right.
You think about your lifestyle, what you need it for your budget.
Exactly.
It's about finding the right fit.
You need to strike that balance
Yeah.
between innovation and practicality.
Mm-hmm.
Do your research, explore the options, ask the right questions.
Yeah. And speaking of exploring options,
Yeah.
is there a way for our listeners to test drive Teamgo before making a commitment?
As a matter of fact, there is. Teamgo offers a free 30-day trial. No credit card required.
Perfect.
It's a great opportunity to get some hands-on experience
Yeah.
and see how it works in a real-world setting.
Perfect. A risk-free way to see if Teamgo is the right tool for the job.
Mm-hmm.
We've covered so much ground today: QR codes, data analytics, the changing nature of work.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We've really gotten a glimpse into how technology is shaping the future of the workplace.
Definitely.
But it makes you wonder what's next. What other innovations are on the horizon?
It is fascinating to think about.
Right.
Technology is constantly evolving,
Mm-hmm.
and the workplace is changing right along with it.
It's almost like we've gone from the punch clock to the smartphone.
I know, right?
In the blink of an eye makes you wonder if we'll all be commuting in flying cars and having robots attend our meetings in the near future.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's getting a bit ahead of ourselves, but
Who knows what the future holds?
yeah,
But one thing's for sure, technology will continue to play a major role in how we work and where we work.
absolutely. And we'll be here to help you make sense of it all,
Right.
to explore the possibilities and navigate the ever-changing landscape of the modern workplace.
Definitely.
But for now, let's leave our listener with something to ponder.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about efficiency, data, and technology,
Mm.
but how might these advancements change the very nature of work itself?
Mm.
Will we become more productive, more connected, or perhaps even more reliant on these digital tools?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one that we'll need to keep asking ourselves as we move forward.
Right.
There's so many possibilities, both exciting and challenging.
It's definitely something to think about. And for anyone listening who's intrigued by Teamgo,
Yeah.
we encourage you to visit their website and explore their offerings further. It might just be the solution you've been looking for.
It could be.
But even if it's not the right fit for you right now,
Right.
it's a fantastic example of how technology is shaping the future of work. And that's something we can all benefit from understanding.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power. And in today's world, staying informed is more important than ever.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Teamgo.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been an eye-opening exploration of how technology is transforming our workplaces.
Definitely has.
And to our listener, thanks for coming along for the ride.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into a fascinating topic. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that curiosity alive.
It really makes you think.
Yeah,
We always talk about the future of work as this abstract concept.
yeah.
But Teamgo is a real example of how technology is already shaping that future like it's happening right now.
It's like they've taken the classic time clock,
Yeah.
something most of us associate with, but clocking in and out,
Right.
and transformed it into this tool that can actually improve the way we work.
What I find really interesting is how they balance that cutting edge technology with, the practical everyday needs of businesses. They're not just about flashy features, they're about solving real problems for
Yeah.
both employers and employees.
It's almost like they took the old punch clock,
Yeah.
gave it a Silicon Valley makeover,
Yeah.
and said, okay, how can we make this actually work for people?
And that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
To view technology not as something to be feared or resisted,
Right.
but as an opportunity to make our lives better,
Yeah.
both inside and outside of work.
It's about using these tools to create a more seamless, secure, and hopefully a more fulfilling work experience.
Definitely.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Teamgo,
Yeah.
I think the big question for our listeners,
Yeah.
how can they take all this information
Right.
and apply it to their own situation?
Yeah. What's the takeaway here?
What's the takeaway?
I think the biggest takeaway is that the workplace is evolving,
Yeah,
and technology is playing a huge role in that evolution.
for sure.
Teamgo is just one example of how companies are finding innovative ways
Yeah.
to address the changing needs of businesses and employees.
So if you're looking for ways to improve efficiency, security, or even employee well-being,
Yeah,
exploring options like Teamgo could be a great place to start.
absolutely. And even if Teamgo isn't the perfect fit for everyone listening,
Right.
it's a perfect example of how technology can be used to make work better.
Definitely.
So to our listener, I hope this deep dive has given you some food for thought
Yeah.
and maybe even inspired you to explore some new possibilities for your own workplace.
It's been a pleasure joining you for this deep dive.
The pleasure was all mine. And to our listener, keep those brains buzzing.
Yeah, keep learning.
Keep those questions coming and keep diving deep into the world around you. We'll be back soon with another fascinating deep dive. Until then, keep exploring.